Sorry. I'm sorry.
Welcome to another episode of the RaD podcast. I'm Relly.
And I'm Delly.
And today is the beginning of what we like to call a real RaD collaborations. Here we have with us again for the third time, the Real Talk and Banter podcast. You know them, you love them, Omari Williams and Jay Richardson.
I didn't know. I didn't know that's what we were calling it. But
I was like, when
did
we pick this name?
I
was that?
Sure, but I decided.
No, that works.
Okay. Well,
You just said to hell with the focus group. You're just gonna do your own thing, huh?
okay. Well,
Absolutely.
No, it
what we
works.
do
It
here.
Too many
works.
cooks. Too many cooks.
All
Turned out
right,
simple.
I like that.
Thank you guys so much for
Thank you.
being with us as we do this. For those of you who have been with us from the beginning, our two podcasts have collaborated a handful of times now. We've done some movie reviews. We've done some charts and lists. Is it? Oh, you can't see. You can't see the both of us. But
It's a three-fingered hand. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's
Ooh,
that's
like
to
a
incorporate our aliens that are listening. Okay.
Mm.
Don't be xenophobic. Don't be xenophobic, Jill. All right.
Please
Don't be xenophobic. We had enough
What?
of that in this episode.
oh my god.
Ooh.
All right.
Oh, we did. Yes.
We did.
Is going to be our unofficial Lanterns recap podcast series where we're going to be watching the new episodes, putting this out every week, where we get to talk about the episode that just aired every Sunday, our thoughts on it, and really get into the nitty gritty, not pulling any punches.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
ruthless.
Oh yeah. I mean, no. Listen. If it's good, it doesn't have anything to be afraid of. If it's good, if it's good, there's nothing to be afraid
Well,
of.
That
honey,
sounds so threatening.
let me
That
tell
sounds very
you.
threatening.
That's not a threat. It's just a state of being of where we're at right now.
Sure.
Okay. So yes, Lanterns is a new series. It is an 8-episode arc that's taking place right now on HBO. I think I first heard about this, announced and saw the trailer maybe a year ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I feel like
This is one of the first projects that James Gunn announced once he took over. So this was in his original slate. There were some other things that got cut, like the Waller Show and Captain Rock, I think is what it's called, or Sergeant Rock is what it's called. But the Lanterns were one of those that he said from the jump he was going to do, and here we are. It's happening.
here we are.
We are. Look at us
Yeah.
now.
This is supposed to be part of Gods and Monsters, the chapter 1, that is supposed to be this whole rebrand where he's using the Flash film as a kind of kickoff point to retcon certain things. It's no longer the DCEU, it's now the DCU. And he's basically going to keep and select handful of IPs from the original DCEU, certain shows and movies, certain actors are gonna stick with us. We saw the first taste of that through Peacemaker, where they kind of retconned that season 1 finale scene with the original Justice League, and then redid it with that Justice Association from Superman.
Gotcha.
So here we have this series, which, in one fell swoop, we've gone from now 1 Green Lantern to 3 in this supposed shared universe. I found it rather interesting, the approach. We have Kylechandler, who is a Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, and then we have Aaronpierre, who is John Stewart. Now, before we get into more of the episode and everything, is anyone really familiar with the Green Lantern comics or I guess animated movies? I feel like there's a few. But is anybody like really in the know?
That's what I was curious to find out, if anybody was really in on this. I am not in on this.
Sir, I barely know Batman, so, you know, I'm just here for a good time. I'm just here for a good time. I don't know what's happening, but I'm here.
Yeah, they
I
have
showed
a
up.
higher they have a higher bar to clear with Jay because they have to entertain her. Like, you know, as not much of a I've never been much of a comics reader, but definitely grew up with the Justice League TV shows. That's one of the great like DC properties that we had growing up, and Justice League Unlimited. I've seen some of of course I've seen the the Ryan Reynolds movie, which has no bearings in any of this shit, so I don't even want to talk about it, but I have seen it. And I've seen some of the animated. I've probably seen all the animated movies. The DC animated universe was always hitting, even though the DCEU would struggle as hit and miss and it's controversial. Their animated slate of movies are usually top tier, really good. And including their TV shows, because that goes way back to BTAS with Batman the Animated Series. And then which led into your Justice League. Where we had Jon Stewart was the prominent and only Green Lantern. I don't remember if they had ever really introduced like Hal Jordan or Guy Gardner later on, but I think it was only Jon Stewart, even when it got to Justice League Unlimited. So
was that the
Jon
black
Stewart
one?
is
Yes.
Jesus okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So Jon Stewart is my Green Lantern, just because of the animated stuff. I didn't read anything, although I know of the other Green Lanterns.
Okay, cool. So let me ask. Did you guys enjoy the pilot episode of this series?
Yeah, I did. I really did. I really did enjoy it. I thought it was a good start. So the whole thing, and I know you mentioned like the style of it briefly, but the whole of this is that they're trying to do a True Detective meets Green Lantern type show, which is where you have like Chris Mundy, who actually was an executive producer or producer on one of the True Detective. So that's what they're going for here. As to whether or not they're able to capture that and maintain that throughout the whole thing, we'll find out. But I really liked it. I think it did good with the intrigue. They've so far rooted us in 3 different time periods, in 1996, 2016, and then the stinger at the end showing us there's a whole bunch of shit that's going to happen in 2026 we got to figure out. And that's very similar to... Did anyone here watch True Detective, actually? Like that, at least that first one?
It's been on my queue
with my
forever.
Damn. That first True Detective is very iconic. It's classic, like great HBO writing. So you can see that here. There was something similar in that first True Detective where they were solving like a mystery on like 2 different like timelines type of deal. So that's what's kind of happening here. So I can see the influence on that already. Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
And then Damon Lindelof, who did The Watchmen, right? So we have some heavy hitters. Mundy also did Ozark. I know Jay just finished watching Ozark.
Oh, wow.
So we have some heavy hitters actually creating the show.
For sure.
That
really
speaks,
cool.
favorably for how this should turn out. But I enjoyed it.
All right. So let's talk about it. Yeah, I don't know. Because, like Omari said, I don't have the background of like, oh, this is cool. I'm just looking at it fresh. I don't know Green Lantern at all. All. There's a black one and there's Ryan Reynolds. I don't know what is what, but they exist. Okay. So the series itself, the start out was intriguing enough of like what's gonna happen. Which okay, that's what you want, right? Like I don't know. I guess you guys will inform me as we go through the series, or I learn it myself through the series. But the scene where the John's father shoots at his head with the apple, I guess this is some kind of training for Green Lantern stuff. Like,
No, this is crazy psycho shit that they added for this.
Exactly.
We don't know what this is.
Okay.
No. We're watching the beginnings of a fucking toxic upbringing. That's all that is.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll say this, Jay. Honestly, truly, scoot over. We're in the same boat. There's a lot of this that I was like, choices, you know. I'm not particularly, I just don't know why. And we're gonna go through like the episode, like not beat for beat exactly, but we're gonna go through it. But I was very perplexed at certain parts of like, what was this choice? Why this? Why would you do this?
Which choices are you talking about? Or are you still gonna bring them up later?
Yeah, we're gonna go through it for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. But Delly, how did you feel after watching the first episode and while watching it?
So I'm not necessarily in the boat with you guys, but I am on the dock.
Okay.
Because I just want to see how it's gonna all like fold out, like lay out. But it was not. It was some weird things going on here that I was like, also why?
Yeah.
But I'm sure maybe it's gonna make sense. I do love the 3 different timelines that we have going on, and that they left us with like a bit of a cliffhanger mystery in this first episode. So, and I do see I never saw True Detective, but I understand what that is. And you saying that, Omari kind of makes it all make more sense.
Got you.
And makes it kind of elevates it, actually.
Yeah.
Because at first it was just like, okay. But now that you say that, I see those influences, and I see like that last scene in 2026 when he gets out the car is very like noir, type of detective work.
Yeah.
Batman walked out. I was like, oh, we're in Batman now. I was like, oh no, it's Green Lantern.
So if I can make an observation just from my early take, right? So it's clear that I'm the most optimistic one, like, of the show so far. Like, I'm already like locked in. They don't have to do a lot to convince me. In other words, like I'm kind of an easy sell. Like, I'm locked in. I have the True Detective background, kind of helping me view it from that lens. It seems like at least Jarrell, you may be going from a more purist, like, this shit needs to kind of line up at comics and stuff for you to kind of have a good time, kind of. And you're gonna be judging it through that lens maybe a little bit.
Yeah, from the lens of like, I think compared to everything that they've put out, it's just the more like monotone and somber.
Would you say they? You mean the new James Gunn stuff alone?
From like Peacemaker, Supergirl, the new Superman. I found it tonally perplexing. I was actually surprised that this is what they were going. I
want to comment on that, but I just want to wrap up my thing. And then definitely Trent, I think you're more like with Joel, you're going to kind of see what's happening. And then Jill, you're just coming in fucking brand new. They have to give you good shit, period, for you to enjoy this, because you don't have anything to fall back on. So if they don't explain to you properly, then you're like, fuck this, right? So it's like, seems like we're coming at it from like 3 to 4 different perspective and viewpoints. For sure. So that should make this discussion very interesting.
Yeah,
so good.
The tonal thing, that was always I don't want to say concern, the question mark, right? Because James Gunn introduced a bunch of different projects, and the next project, if you all know, is Clayface, and that's supposed to be straight up horror, like body horror, horror, right? So now we're looking at like, and everything's supposed to be connected. So it's like, well, we have Superman. Supergirl is similar-ish, although James Gunn didn't direct Supergirl. Supergirl did not do well for the studio. Now we have Lanterns doing this like neo-noir stuff, and then Clayface is going to be horror, and it's like, how is this all supposed to... We're not going to have that answer by the time the show ends, right? That's going to be something we look back on after a couple of years and more products come out. But yeah, this is intentionally supposed to have this type of True Detective, noir type of tone, and I would ask us to like try not to connect it too much to like what Superman was doing, because it's intentionally supposed to be different. They're not supposed to be connected tonally, even though the storylines are supposed to connect.
Okay, so I want to get into the episode. The episode starts off, right? In the past, you see a young John and his siblings watching a news broadcast where they're talking about Hal Jordan revealing himself finally as Green Lantern after, saving Earth from a meteor. Now, I had a very nostalgic moment where there were times where we weren't supposed to watch TV, or like watch TV in the living room, and we would like take turns watching out. And as soon as we heard the car coming for like Daddy to come home, we would like turn the TV off.
Yeah, I remember us being up late, watching out the window, watching like Adult Swim in the middle of the night.
Okay, thank you.
Dude,
But yeah,
that's the only thing from that scene I could relate to, though, because
absolutely.
whatever
so no
happens
apple on the
next,
head.
No, none of that happened.
No apple on the head. Okay. No
I
mango
thought,
on the head.
I thought that's what you were gonna go into.
Yeah.
Remember Amari when we used to get shot at? I was like,
I don't relate to it because we didn't use the apple, we used the mango, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
No,
Now, hold
none
on.
of that.
That's what I assumed happened.
So I watched the episode twice, right? Because I watched it last night and I watched it this afternoon. And before we even get to that Apple shit, just even the conversation and interaction with the dad and the kids didn't make any sense. He was like, what's his name?
Yeah.
And he's like, Hal something. I'm hoping, I'm assuming like this is a mystery-based thing, so it's gonna unravel this guy's upbringing, his childhood, but I'm like, this shit is toxic. This is so fucked up.
Yeah.
I did a little bit of research on that, and there's a little rumor going on. I don't want to say rumors, but I guess speculation from outside forces.
I'll allow it this time. We won't make a habit of
it.
Okay, well, I think that what happened was...
Okay.
Homeboy was supposed to be Green Lantern, but he turned it down for whatever reason, so he had some kind of like resentment. So then he raised his son to try to be Green Lantern, but he also just had kind of resentment because the real Green Lantern got picked.
I don't like that at all.
No one cares. No one cares.
Because while I'm not gonna be like, I'm not one of those comic purists where it's like it has to do this and it has to be that, but that'll be so fucking different from the established lore. Like that just doesn't make any sense.
Isn't it this already different from the established lore? Like, this isn't how Green Lantern is picked.
That's what I was gonna say too, because the way we see it, right? Like after this whole weird shit happens with the apple outside, ridiculous. We then see it like jump forward time, and he's a grown man. He's working out, and then he's met with Hal. So one, the juxtaposition of his like kind of adoration for him as a kid to now the disdain he seemingly has for him is wild. But he's being trained by him, but he does not have his own reign. And again, she don't know. But
we definitely have to assume. I think we have to assume that they're going to fill that in. I hope, that they're going to fill in more about his childhood as well as how he got to where he is in 2016, and then as well as 2026.
No, okay.
Does he already have his own ring, as a lantern?
So what he said specifically is that he's being trained so that he can take it over if anything happens to Hal. Like that's what he said specifically, right? I understand your point, Joe, about this is already they changed stuff as far as like this whole Green Lantern and training thing. And if you know, you can tell me. I have never really understood how we've had like three different because we've had three different human Green Lanterns throughout the DC universe and stuff. Continuity and comics change shit all the damn time. What doesn't change is the names of the Green Lanterns. So that's what I'm talking about as far as, the dad should have been one, but that's just too weird. What's happening, nothing about what's happening now is weird for me as far as they're going to train John, because I'm allowing them to tell me the story and it's going to make sense to me. But if they were like, the father was supposed to be the Green Lantern,
I mean, that could be retcon backstory on John.
It could be. Well, for Hal, that would affect Hal more than the father, right? So I guess I could agree with that theory, Jill, because it kind of feels like the ring picked the closest person to Ivan's son. Right. So if we're saying that it would have gone to John's father, and I guess we'd have to see if that age is. I guess that math would line up their relatively the same age or whatever. So if we're saying that the ring would have normally gone to him, but it went to Hal just because he was the closest dude, that's possible. But then they also had a line in the show where they said that the Lanterns didn't even want humans at all to even be fucking to be in the Lantern Corps,
Very true.
So yeah, so I'm not gonna shut down your thing, Joe. I'm sorry. Your theory could work. We'll have to see if that's what they do.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. When they've already taken the liberties that they have, we don't really know what their perspective is or what they're trying to give us. How comic accurate they're going to be in certain regards, and what other changes that they're going to make just because they can, or because they think it's going to flesh out John's character to have a psychopathic daddy who felt like he could have been a Green Lantern and wasn't. You know what I mean? So definitely something to ponder.
Really quick, there is, so looking at the Green Lantern like biography, like history, right? So it was retcon. So John Stewart is supposed to be a U.S. Marine or whatever, right? So it is saying here that he becomes a Lantern specifically because he's supposed to be a backup to Hal Jordan after Guy Gardner, who Jill, you won't know, you haven't seen, but there is a third Green Lantern who will show. Me and you spoke about this off air, Jill. There's a Green Lantern in the Superman movie. That's Guy Gardner. And I guess in the comics, Guy Gardner was the original backup, and some shit happened to him. So then they brought John Stewart in to be a backup. So there is precedent to have like backup like lanterns in waiting. I think this training stuff is a little maybe new-ish, maybe, but it's not too far. They're still pretty much in line with precedents.
For sure. So now, as we're watching, you know, I feel like the whole car scene was something that they used to pitch it or put in the trailer, like even last year. One of the factors that we talk about, like cinematography, I have to say that for a Green Lantern pilot series, I found it a bit uninspired, the use of the ring and the stuff that was done with the ring. Short of one thing, you know, when did we even get to really see the bubble wrap? No, that he supposedly wrapped himself in that car that got crumpled.
Did you need to see that though?
On a Green Lantern show, I do. When the
only
thing that was intentional,
a counterfeit dollar, a bottle opener, some other bullshit, and then
a bullshit
force field. Hold on. A very amazing force field.
Okay. I think the things that he did do, or the things that we've seen in this episode, I think that was intentional.
Yeah.
Because of this iteration of Green Lantern and where he's at.
So, there's a couple things. I think, one, we have to remember this is a TV show. Even though it's HBO and it's going to have a nice budget, it is a TV show. You have to be mindful of your budget. He can't just come out here shooting laser beams all day long to start off episode 1. They have to pace it out over 8 episodes. I'm just saying, being practical. Like, you're not going to see the ring doing shit every single episode being super cool. That's 1. 2,
for sure.
I don't think there were any scenarios in which I think there was any scenarios in which it was like, why didn't he use his ring, or why didn't he use it differently or better? I think he used it for what the story called for in the moment. Is there something you can point to where you're like, he should have used it here, or he should have done something different with the ring?
John himself said, bitch, you had me running, you had me doing this, you could have actually used the ring. And I understand that he gave the excuse.
Say that again? John did what?
That, like when they were chasing the guy in the field, for instance, right?
Oh.
And I understand that his whole thing was like, you know, when you get to this level and this age of being a lantern, it's about how you use it and when you use it. And then the bitch uses it to like open bottles of beer and like use a damn jukebox.
Well, you're forgetting.
So, but he did that for a specific reason, not just because. Like when he did the $1 or the $20 or whatever it was, whatever the amount was, he did that because he was trying to incite a fight because he wanted to go to jail.
Yeah.
And then when he did the bottle thing, he was trying to, I don't want to say impress, but he was trying to like connect with the sheriff chick because she was already kind of like wary to him or whatever. So he had reasons. It had a background for. It seems kind of weird, but I mean, it did have reasons compared to like just flying around. And then especially since at the end, or when we get there, you know, they reveal he didn't have his lantern, so he couldn't recharge his thing. So I guess that's why he was even more sparingly not using it.
That is good.
That's
I
also a good
did
point.
forget about that.
That is a
I
good point.
actually did.
Look at
Oh,
Joe.
Yeah.
Back that ass up. Hit it.
Good point.
You know what?
Go.
I want that back. You're right. He did
Also-
not have his lantern to recharge. So, yeah.
Also, we're forgetting, we haven't really mentioned this. How's a fucking asshole, man? Like,
An
he
asshole.
is
Yeah.
the
That's fair.
worst.
He's very
so-
ornery.
He was
I
never
assume they're
going
gonna
to
go
help.
into why, right?
Yeah, I'm sure.
yeah.
Yeah, because
Okay.
10 years
Because he's
ago,
not
he seemed
like
he was
that.
more
he
pleasant.
was
Yeah.
chipper.
Yeah.
He was very
So-
surprised when damn it, what's the black guy's name?
John.
John.
It's
When
literally John. It's a very basic name. John.
He was very shocked when John was like, "Yeah, you're not even training me." He's like, "What?" So yeah, obviously something
Yeah.
happened between 2006 and 2016. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he doesn't seem very thrilled to be training his replacement, right? And he's
Right.
doing it, but he's kind of half-assing it. Like, they've been training for 2 months, but he's been gone off world for at least 2 weeks just now. He may have done that at another point in time. So he's giving John like very basic minimal stuff. John can barely use the ring. And yeah, he's not gonna jump in to help him unnecessarily so, you know? So
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel good with the ring usage. I do think though we should keep an eye on the ring usage per episode, and we
For
can talk
sure.
about how we feel about it. But I felt good about it this episode.
Okay.
I did too.
I feel okay now that we've talked about it. The flying was also good. When you heard Rushville, Nebraska, he jumped.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that
and
flying
flew
was
away.
really good. That him
the
taking
flying did
flight.
look pretty decent. Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Now, honestly, just like a ridiculous setup. They're dynamic. I don't quite know how I feel about the two of them. And also something I want to say, I kind of hate everybody on this show. I don't think that there's been a really likable person in the bunch. Yeah, so the two of them are butting heads. Hal is an ass, and John just seems very. I know he's supposed to be stoic and everything, but I feel like he's less cool than the cartoon adaptation. And I know I have this like almost deified in my mind as like a child, and seeing him be one of the first black superheroes I saw in a cartoon, probably, if not the first, actually.
That's fair.
I felt like he was doing bullshit, right? So hear me out. They're in the bar, right?
Yeah.
First of all, he puts on an amazing song. Brand New Key, that shit is my jam.
It would be.
Ridiculous. I got points for me for even putting that shit on. But
Honestly.
he leaves the ring with John. John is just sitting there. To me, he was too loose with the ring. He was too loose. Put
What
it
do
in
you
your
mean?
pocket. Put it in your pocket. Pick it up. Put it on your finger. He's there chatting up this crone.
Wait, can anybody? Oh, okay. Can anybody wear the ring? Like, if I just pick it up, can I wear it and use it, or do you have to be like
wore
chosen
it
by the
earlier.
ring? Yeah, but I thought he was like semi-chosen, so like he has some ability, but
Yeah,
not
that's
the
what I
full.
thought.
So,
But like, if
so
a
it's
random
not-
bar person picks it up and puts it on, isn't it just gonna just sit there?
It's not going to
Or-
do anything, yeah.
It's not going to do anything, but you won't have the ring.
I mean,
But he didn't
If
lose
you
the
have
ring.
a gun that only
but
you can use,
wait,
and I
he
think
never
your
lost the
gun-
ring though, or even came close to losing the ring. So I don't understand his criticism.
All I'm saying
he said
is,
he's too
in my
loosey-goosey with
mind,
it.
He was too loosey-goosey. If I
Hal
give you
literally
a
took the
motherfucker
ring off and rested on the bar. Like Hal did
in
that.
front of him, and then John proceeded to play around with the ring, put it down, take his eyes off of it. Excuse me for thinking that this piece of emerald jewelry is actually important.
I didn't see any of
and
that.
not worth a piece of punani. He's there talking up this damn grandma at the bar, blabbing his mouth.
Cougars
running
need love
down-
too, man. Come on
Well,
now.
you know,
Hey.
I do feel that cougars
Let's not
need
be
love as
ageist
well.
there. Let's not be
I do
ageist.
feel that way. But I thought she was a witch. I really thought she was a witch.
She was an alien. I was like, oh, it's an alien. It's very obvious alien to
Killing
me.
her
Yeah.
so much. I was like,
she was
John.
suspicious. I agree, she was suspicious.
So what we
But-
talking about?
No. But I don't think he ever I don't think the ring was ever in danger. That's the only thing. I'm not reading that from that scene.
To me,
It was right
I
there
thought
in
it was
his
in
hands.
danger.
I thought the ring was in danger.
I don't know about
I
the
thought
ring
it
being in
was
danger,
too.
but I agree he was saying way too much
Too
to this
much.
random
Too
person.
much.
So I assumed
Random
she was like an
person.
alien with some kind of like
Guys,
mind control
Mind
situation.
something.
I was
Guys.
like, all right.
20 years prior, Hal Jordan sat on a television and told everyone who he is, what his powers are, and what he does. So how could anything John say be more than him doing a television broadcast about his shit? I don't understand what you guys are
Listen,
saying.
This is true.
This is what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
know.
If you have a gun, and that even if it's a gun that only you could use, and I take your gun, maybe I can't use the gun, but you no longer have it. If I take it and hide it, or I lose it, then you just don't have it. Doesn't matter that anybody else use it, it's gone. The ring would be gone.
And then just might like stole it and threw it in the toilet and flushed it.
Yeah, you could no longer use it. It's
Yeah.
But that never
gone.
happened. And he could also summon the ring back to him too. So
It could.
Oh, I
what
didn't
are we
know
talking
that.
about?
yeah, he
I
could
didn't
summon
know
the
that.
ring back to himself.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
What is
Oh.
that shit then? Got me on a damn fucking rant, but a
I should have said that like 20 minutes ago.
Jezebel.
Yeah.
Jesus
You might could have
Christ.
led with that.
You've already established yourself as the damn Green Lantern know-it-all.
I'm
Say
not.
Versus just, oh, the ring's not in danger. You could have said he could come summon the damn
Yeah.
shit
No,
back.
I
You'd be like,
thought
oh,
I
okay.
didn't.
This
Okay, all right. All right. my bad.
Yeah, yeah, it's on you.
All right.
Well,
Whatever.
congratulations. You made me look like a plum fool.
You can
You
edit all
got
this
what you
out.
were looking for.
Something tells me it won't be the last time.
I
Oh,
don't think it
shit.
will be. Now, I
Oh,
thought
my
the
gosh.
cop also was rude. Even though
Yeah.
she and Hal had one of the
Okay,
best.
time out. Sorry.
Oh,
I did think it was hilarious. She hates him so much for just meeting him. That was crazy to me.
Yes.
yeah.
She
But
Yeah,
that's
I
not a
don't
her. I don't
understand
think that's a
that.
her problem. I think that's him.
I mean, he is
I
an
don't
asshole.
know.
So is he a bad superhero?
I think he's just an asshole. He's not a
Is he
friendly
like a-
person. He's
like a
arrogant.
Hitch? Not Hitch. Not Hitch. What's the other one?
Hancock.
Hancock.
Yeah. I
Oh,
got you.
no.
Same
thing.
No.
Same thing.
I won't go that far. I won't
I
go
don't
that far.
think so.
He's super arrogant. That's like,
But so is she. And even Trinell and I exclaimed when she said, she's
Yeah.
like, you're a piece of work and very like arrogant. And I'm like, bitch, so are you for nothing.
wait.
You?
What did she do that was arrogant?
Just her attitude. Like,
Whoa. You
No,
have
no.
some randos come in and encroach on your crime scene. Like, she is a
they're
sheriff.
Green Lantern.
Hold on. Yeah, and as far as she's concerned, this has nothing to do with Green Lantern, right?
no.
That is what she
Oh.
said. That is what she said.
All right.
That's what
all
she
right.
said.
She said it has nothing to do with a Green Lantern. This is not
Until the bitch
international
went
space
boom in the back
situation.
of your jail cell.
Okay, so
Intergalactic
People saying
space.
I
something.
feel if she continues to act this way going forward, then I'll agree with you. But so far, I think she was justified in feeling how she felt. Like, because we also, don't forget, John said Hal has been there for 6 fucking hours before John come. We don't know what the hell Hal said to this woman. How he approached her. He was probably condescending. He was probably a little bit sexist. He was probably a genuine asshole to her. And she's a woman in law and a high power, having some fucking dude literally fly in, you know what I'm saying? And then just start swinging his dick around. She said, "Nah, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, I'm trying to deal with my people, deal with my community. If I need your help, I'll fucking call you." I don't know. I'm with her.
I mean, that's pretty fair. That's
That
pretty
is
fair.
fair. I'll
That's
allow
fair.
it. I'll allow it.
I still don't with her, but that's fair.
I don't. But that was fair. I will say by the end of the episode, then her relationship with John, I mean, it never was as contentious as it was with Hal, but you could see in that last time skip that they're
Oh
very-
yeah, they had
Sorry,
really
the
10
like
years.
friends.
Yeah, they had 10
In
years
those
though
10
too.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think her little spice towards John was just like a guilty by association type. It's like, because if Hal is like this, she's like,
You
I have
must
another
be
one.
shit.
He's
Right.
probably gonna be like that too. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
fucking Hal
Yeah.
Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, unnecessary sex scene. What?
Very random. Very,
It was
what-
random.
So Jill and I actually watched like the first half of the episode together, and I was like, is this happening right now in real time, or is this like a hallucination or
flash
something? It was
forward
very random.
or-
Yeah. I don't know what it was.
Fantasizing.
Because she's
Yeah.
an
It was
alien.
very random.
And indeed, Jay thought she was an alien, and Deli thought she was a witch. I thought she was.
I did.
She had
I'm like,
something
he's
that was
telling her
like.
so much information, and now hardcore sex in the car.
I
Why,
was
John?
just like, what are we doing? Other than to me, they were just trying to do the HBO thing, and they were just like, we gotta put some in here.
Okay.
There wasn't really enough
but then
chemistry
also
for all that to me.
something that bothered me again is this. I assume any piece of jewelry that's associated with a superpower is you have to be worthy of it. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So John, for the most part, has seemed pretty like by the book and pretty like I would trust this guy to do it, except for this scene in which he had sex with a woman. Not only that, but then at the end, post sex with the cigarette, he decides to light the cigarette with the ring and use the power there. I'm like, obviously that is not what that is for. So I kind of I felt like it was setting up like, I mean, I know I guess he's not worthy or he's not ready or whatever.
He's not worthy, but he's not completely infallible. I agree with Joe's take 100%.
Yeah.
Like, I think that was to help show that he's not this perfect Boy Scout about to take over from Hal. And he's going to have to check himself before he throws his stones, right, in his glass house. I think that's the point of that scene.
I think so. I understand that. I just think that like a full-on sex scene, that same idea could have been
full-on sex scene.
It wasn't
nudity.
Okay. Sorry.
I don't even know if they kissed. Like, it was just
them
done.
actually having sex is a step that they could have conveyed that same idea from him kissing on her, him groping her, them making out, and him still using the ring to light the cigarette. The sex itself didn't really add to me. And I was just like, for what? Other than
it did seem like it was unnecessary.
They're adults. They hooked up. I don't understand.
Like, whatever.
It seemed like it was unnecessary just to start drama with her family.
Right.
Probably.
Well, it does add that.
Yeah.
It does add that secondary or third line there.
Correct. We'll see how that goes on later. Because you're right, Trent. Like that could. Yeah, because without the whole, because I think we all were, even though I didn't think the ring was in danger, we were all suspicious of the woman, and it just turns out that she's this Big Shot's wife, and it's like, dude, like, why would you put me in this position? You know I'm not from here. Everyone in this bar saw me leave with you, so they're already talking and know. So whether or not she told her husband, he already 100%. Found out from somebody in that bar. Like she's messy. Bad.
As soon as she walked out the door, I know they like 3 people called that man. Like, hey, your wife is outside with this random black dude in Nebraska. Probably the only black dude in Nebraska getting his brains banged out. So okay.
And let's talk about it, right? So a couple things I want to talk about while we're still here in the pod. One, the really wild family dynamic that we have going on. We have Carrie Kane, that's the sheriff, that's played by Kelly MacDonald. We have Garrett Dillahunt, who plays William Macon. So he sends his son, played by the iconic...
Jason Ritter.
I wanted to make sure. So he sends his son, Billy Macon, to basically bail Hal out of jail.
Oh, I didn't know that was...
Yeah, John Ritter's son.
I didn't know that.
He's
cool.
So great and so talented. He's actually the voice of the lead character on what's the show Delly that we watch?
Gravity Falls.
Gravity Falls.
Yeah, thank you.
Phenomenal. And honestly, if you watch this and you like don't look at him, you can hear Dipper.
You can hear it a little bit in his voice. Yeah.
So he's bailed out by this big tycoon, and we find out that the son is actually married to the sheriff, Carrie Kane, who did not take his last name. I mean, which you don't have to. But
you don't have to. I think it definitely speaks to her character.
Exactly. Speaks to their character and speaks to their particular relationship dynamic.
Exactly.
You could see the kind of disgust and contempt for him when he even showed up in court.
Okay.
I think that he's basically a tool to his dad, and I think she bit off more than she could chew being in this relationship. I think it's more than just her dislike for the dad, One of my favorite lines is, when she tells Hal, like, my father-in-law has paper on you, and you haven't even met him yet. And he's not a man that you want to owe. And then Hal burns that bitch and said, sounds like a woman in dead. Now that shook
that
my
was good.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
Damn, girl. Not you in servitude. So they go to this damn ranch. First of all, this is a black ass podcast, so we're gonna say some black ass shit.
Oh.
What's more terrifying than white men on horseback with rifles? Tell me quickly.
Ooh.
It's not a very long list. Oh, I know.
Well,
A white man.
Truck?
No, a white man on horseback with a rifle whose wife I just.
Oh.
That is true.
Foolery.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Foolery. And
Oh
then,
man, that's tough.
so much. We talked about this at the beginning about the whole alien thing. The freaking underlying themes of xenophobia.
Oh yeah. Anything not
kind
from
of
this
was
planet,
disappointed.
right? That was tough.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But
There's nothing wrong with colonizing until you're getting colonized. I think he said something along those
Yeah.
lines.
He said that too.
Oh,
He said that too.
Yeah. Gentrification.
Yep.
They're coming to gentrify our planet. Girl, too much. Too real. I'm kind of actually over the racism through aliens thing, because it's not new. It's not inventive.
It's real
not.
though. I don't
It
understand.
is,
What is your critique here?
My critique is
you
that
don't like that the guy doesn't like aliens because that's realistic. I didn't roll my eyes at that at all. I wasn't bothered by that.
No, it's not about the guy. I'm talking about the show. So, in parts, right, I'm talking about them as people, as characters, but at the same time, as the exact show, the perspective of them working racial struggles into it. I personally am tired of those type of storylines because we live in a racial.
I understood what you meant. I didn't ask my question properly. My question is, are you saying then they should not have dealt with aliens at all in this show? Because how do you get around that?
No.
If you introduce
you
aliens,
can deal with aliens and
without people being xenophobic and all that stuff.
Everyone is afraid of aliens, pretty much. I would say 98% of people who think about aliens are scared and would be terrified of aliens.
So what's your problem?
Setting foot on a white compound with horseback rifled men specifically trying to attack aliens specifically because they're trying to gentrify us.
Okay, so you don't like the setting of the show? Because we're in Rushville, Nebraska.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So you didn't. Okay, so you wish the show wasn't happening in Nebraska.
Correct.
Specific issue.
I mean,
I can't deal.
I can't argue with you on that. You don't like the setting. You don't like the setting.
All right.
Yeah, he doesn't like that the xenophobia against the aliens is so close and almost woven into racism for black people.
I don't know how you escape that though. Is my point. That's what I don't understand.
The way that you can do it is if this was literally anywhere else, right? For instance, and it was a more diverse place. Because it's such a rural, all-white place, you have people who say racist things in real life, saying racist things about aliens, and I'm supposed to be on their side and not the aliens.
Well,
no.
Is that how you felt about what happened just now?
I feel like that's what they wanted. I feel like that's
I disagree.
I disagree.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the only thing that's clear is that this shit is complicated and we're about to figure out why it's complicated. Obviously, we don't want aliens here blowing shit up, but obviously, because it's not like Hal was like, my man, Hal's like, what's up with you? Like, Hal's watching Macon them sideways too. So I think it's kind of like there's up shit happening on all sides type of deal. So I don't feel like the show was trying to say like we should feel aligned with William Macon and his viewpoints or anything. I didn't pick up on that.
No, but we have a particular point of view where I think naturally the four of us wouldn't. But the same way that the boys found themselves in a fucking ditch trying to make commentary on Homelander, and there's real people out there who are like, yeah, fucking Homelander is everything. You know what I mean? There's going to be people in real life who see William Macon and is like,
you can't compare William Macon to Homelander. Homelander is one of the greatest fucking villains in pop culture, man. Like that's tough to compare those two.
I'm talking about their base elements of just being rooted in like hate.
I know what you're trying to do. I just think it's too murky. Like Homelander is such an overwhelming figure it's hard to make the comparison that you're trying to make. It's almost. I don't know if that's gonna work.
I think time will tell. And we'll see what the fandom thinks.
Agreed.
Well, I do want to circle back and just say, you said 98% of people are afraid of aliens. I am part of that 2%. I am not afraid. Give me the ring. Okay. I just wanted to test it out. You want to test it out.
You're right.
It'd been crazy if it just appeared on your hand. I'd be like, oh shit.
I know.
Well, I guess you're gone.
Get pardon, or what do we do?
I don't know what to do at that point.
That's my husband. My husband's a Green Lantern, y'all.
You didn't get chosen though. Where you going?
I did get chosen when he said yes on that.
Okay, listen.
All
right.
Jarrell, he can make some coattails with the fucking ring that you can grab right the fuck onto. Okay, all right.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right.
You know, I don't give a damn.
Ride those coattails. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That was one of those, like when you out there boogie boarding. Yep. Give me a little green surfboard.
Oh my gosh.
Honestly, I think it was a very successful show. I loved the interrogation that happened in the jail cell.
Yeah, that was cool. He said I only need 5 minutes. I'm a nerd, I'm a weirdo. So I timed it on the second time. It took him like 3.5 minutes. Yeah.
Oh wow. That's so good.
It was like 3.5 minutes. Yeah. I
love stuff like that.
My second time around, I was trying to poke holes in some of like the time continuity shit or whatever. They were pretty good. Even when the alien was like, "Oh, you've been there for 48 hours," I was like, "No, the he hasn't." And then I forgot that he was there a whole 6 hours before John. So the math kind of works out too. So they were pretty on top of like the writing what they were doing. So when he said, "I only need 5 minutes," I know we see that in shows all the time, and it's usually bluster. In actual screen time, it was 3 minutes, just about 3 minutes and 30 seconds, maybe like 40 seconds or something.
So from the time he entered the door to the time man's blowed up, that was 3 minutes and 45 seconds?
Not blowed up. From the time when he said, "What if I am an alien?" I started the timer there.
Oh, okay.
So that's essentially him
dropped
confessing.
His facade. Okay.
Yeah.
He said hypothetically. It was funny.
Sure. Homegirl Carrie Kane was like, he's an alien. Okay, so she was convinced. All right, so I said, all right, she's convinced. That's it.
Yeah.
One of the things I don't understand yet is like, okay, so everybody in the world is aware aliens exist. Okay, right? It's not a secret.
Yeah.
Like,
correct.
It doesn't feel like people are very fearful of them.
So okay, if Joe, if you allow me, I know we're going to talk about the DC connected stuff, right? So I told you I rewatched Superman, right? I specifically rewatched Superman because Superman, for two reasons. One, Superman has an opening crawl sequence where it kind of gives a background of what's going on in this world, in this universe. And then there's also Guy Gardner of it all, right? So I'm like, timelines. I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on here, right? So Superman starts off talking about 3 centuries ago. There's like aliens and shit or whatever. There's like 3 decades ago. Essentially, is when Superman came to Earth, and then it does some more with that playful stuff. But that was the one I was more interested in. So the Superman movie takes place in 2025, which is a year before the ending, because this is 2026 at the end, right?
Yeah.
So in 30 years ago, it'll be 1995. 1995 is when Superman crashed landed on the planet. According to this show, Hal Jordan got his ring in 1986.
Right.
Because when in the 90s, they said 10 years ago he got his ring or whatever, right? So that means Hal Jordan was running around doing Green Lantern shit before Superman even got here. Right. So it's just that's important to me because, Joe, your question is like, what's up with like, are there aliens? Are people afraid? What is it? Aliens have been at least around since 1986 when the Green Lantern first showed up, and even before then, because there's a whole mural in the Hall of Justice in the Superman movie that has like a tapestry, like a timeline thing that's supposed to kind of indicate different superheroes and vigilantes and stuff throughout history, throughout time. So I don't want to get bogged down too much in the DCEU of it all. However, this timeline, it's very important to see like, all right, what's going to happen? So that broadcast we saw when little John was watching the TV, he was watching that the year after Superman landed on planet. Everything that happens in the movie Superman is happening the year before whatever's going to happen in this 2026 timeline.
Exactly.
So I just want that to be in our minds as we're watching, as far as we connect shit. Because Guy Gardner became a Green Lantern someplace in time within that, within 2016 and 2026. Because as far as we know, in 2016, Hal Jordan kept saying, I am the only human Green Lantern. I'm the only human.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but Guy Gardner becomes one before John Stewart, because even by 2026, John Stewart still doesn't have the ring.
Right.
Yeah.
I was also looking to see, is it the same ring? It looks like different rings. So it's not that, because I had a theory, well, maybe Guy Gardner has Hal Jordan's ring, but no, it's two different rings. They don't look the same.
Yeah.
So
very interesting.
That's just some little like background lore stuff to keep in the back of our minds as we're watching the show, just to kind of see how things unfold.
Yeah. And when you think about like Peacemaker, which is a part of it officially.
Yes.
You know,
I don't think Joe watched, but there's a shit ton of aliens in Peacemaker.
In that too. So they've been. I think it's like a thing now where the sensitivity is down, right? People know the water, people still go swimming. It's like a thing where it's like, they're out here, but I can't tell and I can't see them.
And there's nothing I can do about it. It's alien
kind of just go blind to it until you have an incident like this.
I think the jury is still out on the James Gunn DC Universe because it's still very early. I will say, to me, no matter how you feel about the Superman movie, I think one of the best things about that movie is that he dropped us into a lived-in universe.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
it wasn't like Superman is here and all of a sudden we have to figure out how to live with aliens. It's like, no, they've been around.
They've been
Superman's been flying around for a while. So all right now, while this Green Lantern shit is happening, Clark Kent is out there. He doesn't really become Superman until 2022. That's when he outed himself as Superman. It was 3 years before the 2025 movie. So in 2022 is when Superman arrives on scene. So he's not even really on scene during the majority of the story in the Green Lantern stuff. But one thing James Gunn has done is there's a lived-in universe. There's history that we haven't seen or don't know about, but we just know it's there. So this is just another piece of that.
For sure.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right, so in that final time skip, you know, we see a changing relationship between John Stewart and Sheriff Kane. They're called back to what looks like the same field, right?
Yeah. Same school.
Episode. It's snowing like a bitch.
It is.
It is a blizzard.
And it's 10 years later.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Global warming is running up and through. And they got a dead as hell Hal Jordan sitting in the bleachers. Looked like he was bleeding from his head.
Yeah.
Missing a ring. And the episode ends with Knievel by Scud Mountain Boys playing. And I think he had a hole in his head. I think he's bleeding. His ring is missing.
I did not see blood.
So the ring was
I did not see the blood on his
whole
head
time.
I
The
didn't see
ring
blood
wasn't
at all.
I thought I
But
saw
you two,
blood.
I mean, you two saw it.
I thought I saw
okay.
blood too.
I didn't see blood.
I'm not saying it wasn't there. I missed that shit twice. Yeah.
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 Yeah, I mean, I thought it looked like he just froze to death sitting there because, I mean, it's the middle of winter. He was waiting for something. That's what it looked like to me.
I think he was killed, and I think he was positioned and propped up.
Yeah, he had to
But
be
how
killed,
did he
man.
stay up?
Because you freeze him.
Rigidity,
Rigor mortis?
Rigor mortis. Yeah.
So then he was killed in a sitting position, and then
the killer sat
fro-
next to
and
him
then
and held his
stayed,
body
and
up
then sat and
until
held him
the
up.
lividity set in. Correct. Yes.
Okay, and then he stuck there. But then eventually, you know, rigor mortis falls off, and you become limited.
That is
All I
correct.
gotta do
Because
is
he turned his hand over. So if it was rigid, he wouldn't have been able to turn his hand like that when he was looking
That's
for the
not
ring.
true. You could do it a little.
Okay.
No, Jordan.
Okay.
No.
It was a little too fluid.
So now we scientists.
I mean, we
did
have
take
done
forensic science courses.
Yeah, he did.
Okay,
He did.
Okay, like, come on.
And we also we actually did an autopsy on a dead body. Yeah,
We have.
Well,
Ridiculous.
Yeah, we did when we were like 14. Yeah,
no, we did 100%. Yeah.
I have to say that was
Trent, I was like, what the
rubbling time.
This is St. Thomas. There's no rules.
It was a career day thing for scouts. Scouts have like Boy Scouts. Yeah, there was a career thing, and they asked me what I wanted to do, and I said I would like to, freaking go to the morgue, see a forensic pathologist. And they were like, "What the why?" I was like, I just want to. And they didn't even know what the that was. They had to figure it out. And then I was like, wait. Can I bring a friend? And they're like, what? Like, okay, I guess. So I hit Jill up and I was like, you want to go do an autopsy with me? And she was like, absolutely, I do. And we did, yeah.
Wow.
Super cool.
Ridiculous.
I sound like a psycho. I'm not.
It's too late. It's too late.
Can we get back to the show, please?
Right. Hold on.
Jesus.
Yeah. So he's dead at the end of the episode. And we got a mystery, y'all. And we
got a mystery.
I kind of was like, I didn't end the episode like, oh shit, I can't wait for the next episode.
Yeah, if this was the last episode I watched, I'd be like, okay, like I really didn't care, to be very honest. I don't know, that's just me, but I really didn't care. Like, okay.
I feel like I would need at least to like, okay, I need another episode because y'all need to explain what's going on here.
I agree.
I need to be invested in him more before I care about why he died. I was curious a little about because to me it seems like he was, like I said, it seemed like he was sitting there waiting and like froze to death. What it looks like to me. So I'm like, you're obviously waiting for something for a very long time. Nebraska gets super cold. Winters are brutal, so you're sitting there for a while. So I'm curious to that part, but also if I ended right there, I'd be like, okay, and move on.
Yeah.
We mean if you ended, as if like if you never watched another episode, is that what you mean?
Yeah, if I never watched another episode, I'd be like, all right. I wasn't invested.
Okay. So I agree, it's a choice to show that he dies at the end of this, but there was a lot of foreshadowing about him dying, so it wasn't a big surprise. I think the point of it is just to kind of hook you that there's like two different mysteries essentially happen, maybe three, and this is happening over several decades. When he talked about the whole fact that he believes all this is connected to the reason why Abin Sur crash landed in Nebraska 30 years prior or whatever. So I don't know. I'm locked in. I'm ready for the next season. The next episode. I think it's going to be a good season of television, but I am easier to please than you guys. But yeah, I am locked in.
I definitely have hopes though that they will be able to stick the landing.
Yeah, same.
And give us a little bit more.
I think it's way too early to talk about sticking the landing. We haven't even seen the meat of the whole show, you know?
Let me tell you something.
They're literally running down the mat. They haven't even started tumbling yet.
That's what I'm saying.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Okay. And he's doing it. We just watched Stick It yesterday.
That is wild. You watching a gymnast and all they do is walk up and you're like, you better stick the landing. They haven't even done anything yet. And you're like, you better stick the fucking landing. It's like,
But I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. You know why? Because they did start walking and they should be running. And on that note, we'll call this episode right here. Thank you guys so much for joining us on the first episode of Real RaD, where we talked about the Lantern series. Make sure you tune in next week for another episode. We're going to continue the discussion for a little bit, but stay tuned for more. Make sure you follow us on all socials, YouTube, first at the Real Talk and Banter podcast, as well as Relly and Delly. We will be linked below. Thank you guys so much for your continued love and support that we've seen, and we welcome all comments below. Jill, you have something to say?
I was just rocking out with my cock out.
Oh my gosh.
Bye.
Well, bye.
Wow. Later.